Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. Home sales in San Diego County saw a big jump in November compared to the same time last year. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen has more on what this means for those looking to buy in the new year.
Real estate analytics firm CoreLogic is reporting an increase in sales of more than 25%. Analyst Andrew LePage says that's higher than usual, in part because new federal regulations on lending came into effect last year.
So it was just a change in the industry, and it created some delays. And what happened is some, not all, but some deals that normally would have recorded in November 2015 instead were recorded in December.
Home prices were also up last month compared to 2015, but they've more or less leveled off over the past 6 months. The reason? LePage attributes it to affordability constraints. Prices have been rising faster than incomes. That means for more and more people, home ownership is simply out of reach. And there's another factor that could slow down home sales next year. Interest rates are expected to rise. And depending on what happens with wages and the overall economy, that could make housing in San Diego even less affordable. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Sales of semi-automatic rifles have doubled this year in California ahead of a new gun control laws set to take effect in January. Data from the California Department of Justice shows more than 350,000 have been sold as of December 9th. Last year, about 150,000 were sold the whole year. Sales of other types of guns are also up overall by about 40%. Governor Jerry Brown signed 6 new gun control measures into law. Officials say it's likely the cause of the uptick in sales. Northern California had the wettest October in 30 years, but officials say it's too soon to declare an end to California's drought.
We are about 50% more than normal rainfall at the stations that we monitor up and down the Sierra Nevada range. So that's a good start to the year, but as usual, it's a waiting game.
Officials say they'll have a better idea on April 1st when the snowpack is typically at its deepest and wettest point. Mountain snow contributes about a third of California's water supply. A new environmental review of Governor Jerry Brown's Delta Tunnel project shows the tunnel may be the most eco-friendly option for water delivery from northern to southern California. The report says the $15 billion project would have little to no impact on the Delta's endangered fish.
This project is really about updating that infrastructure so that we can protect against earthquakes and climate change and plan for the future so that we have a reliable source of clean water.
But not everyone is on board. Critics argue the tunnel will make things worse for the fish and the surrounding farms. Construction of the tunnels may begin as soon as 2018. San Diego's newest legislator, Dodd Gloria, has been named Assistant Majority Whip. Gloria was appointed to California's majority leadership after only a few weeks in office. He's a former San Diego City Council member and mayor. Gloria says he hopes to use his role to champion affordable housing and to improve the state's crumbling infrastructure. The countdown is on. The NFL has given Chargers owner Dean Spanos until January 15th to decide if he's keeping the team in San Diego or heading to Los Angeles. Today, I sat down with sports columnist Jay Paris, the author of Game of My Life, San Diego Chargers, to talk about the likelihood of the Chargers moving on.
I think it's likely that a decision will probably be made. You know, everybody's waiting for Mr. Spanos' decision. But I'll say it with a caveat that the NFL made that deadline. So it might come and it might go. I mean, that stuff can be pretty fluid when you're dealing with 30 billionaires and what they want to decide. So I think everybody kind of has stadium fatigue at the city level and at the NFL level. And I think we'll probably have that decision on the 15th. I'm not sure he knows what he's going to do right now. So it's going to be interesting to see which way he goes.
And with the failure of Measure C, what does that say as far as San Diegans and their feelings about the Chargers? Does that mean they're over and they're okay with losing the team, or do you think it's still going to be a big blow if they go?
No, I think it's going to be a big blow. I think that what that says about Measure C was how badly that was written, how badly that was put together. a project, $1 billion city project of that magnitude, you got to have everybody on board first. And it seems like they presented it, and it was written by the Chargers, all the projections were by the Chargers, all the extra hotel rooms were by the Chargers. So, you know, people didn't really get to poke too many holes in that. Usually you got something that big, everybody's on board already. Now it got 46%. I think San Diego citizens are pretty clear they don't want to subsidize a new stadium. In 2007, after the wildfires, they wouldn't subsidize extra fire trucks in 2008. So that just illustrates how tough it is for a San Diego citizen to crack open his wallet, especially to a guy who's in a $15 billion business and wants them to build him a $1 billion stadium. So I think from all this, and we've been talking about it all these years, what's abundantly clear is that San Diego citizens don't want to put money towards a project.
And the most recent talk would be Costa Mesa,
right,
possibly being the headquarters for the Chargers and leasing the Hive.
Right.
Does that mean a sign that it's likely going to happen?
It's a sign that he's getting his ducks in a row. And he's going to be ready if January 15th does come and he decides San Diego is no longer good enough for him. He's frustrated with the stadium situation. He does move. He'll have his place to have headquarters. He'll have a place where the team can practice. He'll have a place close by if he wants to move to Laguna Beach. So, you know, I'm not saying just because they got that land. They got land last year and it didn't come through. But, you know, I'll take the man at his word. Mr. Spanos said measure C, and I don't have a plan B. If he doesn't have a plan B, they're out of here.
And there's no shortage of things to do in Los Angeles.
Right.
Do you think that the team, if it was to go to Los Angeles, would be well received? Do you think that they would be, you know, an attraction?
It's a big pie. I mean, you got the Dodgers, Angels, Kings, Ducks, UCLA, USC, Sparks. It's a long list. I think right off the bat, it'd be a tough sell. But I think the NFL as well, as their business model, they're looking down the road, baby. I mean, they're looking 40, 50 years from now, and they're looking at this stadium that's going to be built that will host probably the Olympics in 2024, that will host the Super Bowl in 2021, state-of-the-art facility, this area just continuing to grow. Will it be a tough sell? Yes, especially if they falter on the field like they have in the past. But I think down the road, I think it would work. Just the name being attached to L.A., immediately your advertising rates go up. Everything, the worth of your income, your franchise goes up. A perfect example is the Angels play in Orange County. What's their name? The Los Angeles Angels. Mm-hmm. Just because that name brings so much more revenue. Can
you talk to me about just the impact of the Chargers on the fabric of San Diego?
Absolutely. I mean, we're a big city now. San Diego's a cool city, and it's always been a cool city. But think back to 1961 when the Chargers showed up. There were no San Diego Padres. The San Diego State sports department wasn't cranked up. I mean, the Chargers, other than the Navy, made San Diego big league. And those fans went to Balboa Stadium. Can you imagine going to Balboa Stadium and taking your kids? And in my book signings I get these fans that come out, and I almost feel like a therapist or a bartender. You know, I'm hearing these stories. And a woman from El Cajon will say how her grandfather took her to the game. Somebody from Encinitas will mention how they went to their uncle's house every Sunday and watched the game. Fathers, sons, grandparents. I mean, for generations, and we're talking 56 years of San Diego, this being a big part of it. So they'd be heartbroken because they've invested not only so much financially in buying tickets, but emotionally as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
For Game of My Life, San Diego Chargers, Paris interviews 21 Chargers about their most memorable game. The Oceanside Public Library's Civic Center branch has reopened its doors. It closed for 2 months for renovations. It now has a new upstairs reading area and more space for teens. City officials say a reopening event will be held sometime next month. As we wrap up 2016, we're looking back at some of our best stories. Our next, from KPBS reporter Andrew Bowen, looks at some residents in southeastern San Diego who are working to change their neighborhood from a food desert to a place where you can get fresh fruits and vegetables. But there's an unexpected barrier.
And then you've got the dry tables, so we've got tomatoes and avocados, which is our pretty much every day, the bananas, the apples.
Janice Hernandez is showing me around Fresh Garden Market, a small shop on Market Street just west of Interstate 805.
The watermelons, the grapefruits.
It's cheaper than my grocery store.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Hernandez and her husband have owned this place for about 5.5 years. When they took it over, it didn't have much in the way of fresh, healthy food.
A lot of the shelving was used for all the cooler products and stuff, the juices, the sodas.
Those bottled drinks are now joined by produce and a meat counter.
So we've turned it into from a convenience store all the way over to like pretty much a mini market.
Hernandez recently got an $8,000 grant from the city to help renovate the shop's facade. She says she's grateful and excited about how it's going to look. But as she was making plans with city officials, another need came up, a crosswalk at the intersection where her market sits. She takes me outside to show how unsafe it is for pedestrians.
Since we're right on the 805 freeway coming down and going up, everybody uses it pretty much like a speed track. So it's gotten really bad where they don't stop for a lot of the people. You've got to literally dart for your life.
A lot of people trying to cross the street are Hernandez's customers. Others are trying to get to the Mount Hope Community Garden next door. Diane Moss runs Project New Village, the nonprofit that started the garden.
You know, this is a food insecure neighborhood. There are quite a few people that have WIC. That means there are babies involved. The quality of food will be raised for everyone, whether you're growing it, picking it here, or buying it in the store or at the eateries.
Moss is also advocating for the crosswalk. She says car traffic isn't just a barrier to crossing the street. It's a barrier to her whole vision for the neighborhood. She sees her garden, plus the mini market and nearby restaurants, as a slowly emerging good food district.
So in order for this good food district to work that we're proposing, you need to be able to go back and forth between the establishments, and most are on this side, but the sitting and the gathering area will be across the street.
The city's transportation department surveyed the intersection and agreed it needs a crosswalk with flashing beacons. But there's no money for it in this year's budget, so the crosswalk was placed on a list of unfunded needs.
Obviously, there's a lot of need. There's not enough money for everything.
Charles Modica works in the city's office of the independent budget analyst. The IBA has done several reports on San Diego's infrastructure deficit, last measured at $1.4 billion over the next 5 years. This one crosswalk, which would cost about $10,000, is a tiny sliver of that.
Crosswalks, city streets, fire stations, water pipelines, sewer infrastructure, parks, basically everything that's physical that the city does to provide some kind of physical access to citizens is what we're talking about.
Because the city has more needs than it can pay for, all it can do is shift money around from one priority to another. So if and when the city builds this crosswalk, it would essentially take money away from other needs.
In all likelihood, there would be another crosswalk that would have to wait another year.
A city spokeswoman said in an email that if they can't find money for the crosswalk in this year's budget, it will be funded in the next fiscal year. And she said pedestrian safety is one of the factors they use when prioritizing projects. But a city audit released last week found San Diego has failed to improve some of the most dangerous crosswalks in the city, while adding flashing lights and timers to other crosswalks that are relatively safe. The city says it agrees with the findings and is working on improvements. Hernandez, meanwhile, is not about to let the city off the hook.
We told them that it's something that's mandated. It's something that's really, really needed because it needs to be, the traffic needs to slow down a little bit in the area.
Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
An update since the story first aired in September. City staffers say the crosswalk should be completed in February or March of next year. Each year, thousands of young, healthy people suddenly die, and doctors don't know why. Scientists in San Diego are starting to solve some of these medical mysteries. KPBS science reporter David Wagner explains how their discoveries can have a profound ripple effect on their loved ones.
Darty Robinson is the type of person who keeps organized files. She's a paralegal, often juggling many cases at once, so orderly record keeping is key. But one of the files this Portland, Oregon mother keeps has nothing to do with her job.
This is my Daniel investigation file.
This case dates back to a call she got 1.5 years ago. It was about her son, Daniel.
I got a call out of the blue from his girlfriend. And, she said the paramedics were there working on Daniel, that she had found him, that he was blue and unresponsive. And I told her, I said, tell him his mama loves him And she says, well, I'm sure he can't hear you. I said, tell him anyway. And so she did.
She texted her family, telling them to pray for Daniel. In tears, she left the office and got in her car.
And on the way home, I got the call that there was nothing they could do and that he was gone.
Daniel was 29 and otherwise healthy. Darty says he was sweet and had a knack for cooking. No one knew why he died so suddenly.
That was, to me, really the worst part, is because the word to us initially was they thought that, he must have committed suicide. He must have taken something. And I kept saying, that doesn't make sense.
Darty didn't get any answers until after Daniel's memorial service, when she got the results from an autopsy back. She still keeps that report in her file so she can go back and reread its conclusion.
Autopsy revealed no evidence of trauma to explain death.
The autopsy pointed to problems with Daniel's heart, and that gave Darty some peace of mind. At least now she knew he had not killed himself.
The manner of death is natural.
But the autopsy also left her unsettled. If this could kill Daniel at 29, could it strike her other biological children?
That was the question. Is it going to happen again? Which one of my kids? Me. I'm okay if it's me, but I'm not okay if it's my kids.
Not long after Darty got the autopsy, she read an LA Times story about a new study happening in San Diego. Researchers at the Scripps Translational Science Institute were using gene sequencing to take another look at cases like her son's. They wanted to go beyond standard autopsies in situations when young, seemingly healthy people suddenly died. They wanted to perform what they called molecular autopsies. At first, their plan was to focus on cases local to San Diego, but Darty was persistent. Scripps scientist Ali Torkamani says one of the reasons they agreed to take on Daniel's case was a strong family history of early heart failure.
The fact that there was more than one sudden death in the family at a young age sort of highlighted the point for us. This is likely a genetic issue.
So this is my dad. He was in the Navy.
Daniel, at 29, was by far the youngest, but a number of Darty's relatives had died from sudden heart failure in their 40s and 50s. Her dad had his first major heart attack at 52.
There's my will, and there's my insurance policies and my bills.
Darty has been prepared for her own sudden death for years.
And then there's little Mr. Daniel.
With strong clues that Daniel's death may have been related to his DNA, the Scripps researchers sequenced genes from his heart tissue. They also sequenced his mom and dad.
And that's when we found this mutation in this gene TRPM4.
Torkamani says mutations on this gene have been known to cause a disorder called progressive familial heart block. It short-circuits the heart's electrical signals, eventually causing the heart to just stop beating.
And it's that mutation that we believe is the cause of sudden death in Daniel and other family members.
The mutation is likely to be causative for sudden death.
The researchers found the same mutation in Darty. She was the one who passed it down to Daniel. And because it's an autosomal dominant gene, there's a 50% chance she passed it down to her other children, too.
And then that's Daniel.
Scripps director Eric Topol oversees the study. He says not every case they look at is this clear-cut, but he thinks Darty's case illustrates how a genetic discovery in cases like this can provide valuable, even life-saving information to surviving family members.
Because this is something that is eminently preventable with things like a defibrillator. So, whereas all these relatives through many generations had sudden death, we may be able to actually preempt this in the future, and that's exciting.
Darty is now considering getting a surgically implanted device to protect her heart from what happened to Daniel's.
Okay, go get it.
The researchers still don't really know why the mutation would kill Daniel at 29, but leave his mother unaffected at 60.
She's not going to behave. Hey, come here.
But Darty says it would be foolish for her not to take precautions.
So here's where I emailed Kathy.
She's now also on a mission to get other family members tested for the mutation.
We need to test Mary's kids.
She thinks it's important to make sure Daniel did not die in vain.
Daniel did something significant. He gave us answers that'll benefit not just dozens, but potentially down the road hundreds of people, maybe even thousands. Because I don't believe that this is just limited to my family.
David Wagner, KPBS News.
Fans worldwide are mourning the death of Star Wars icon Carrie Fisher. The actress was hospitalized Friday after suffering a heart attack during a flight to Los Angeles. She passed away this morning. She was 60 years old. Fisher gave life to the legendary Princess Leia and later General Organa. Celebrities and fans worldwide reacted to her passing on social media. Co-star Mark Hamill tweeted, "He's devastated." Star Wars creator George Lucas sent prayers to her family and friends. Fisher was also a best-selling writer and mental health activist. But for many fans, Fisher will always be remembered as sci-fi royalty. The music world also lost a legend this week. British singer George Michael died on Sunday. He's remembered through his soulful music and activism in the LGBT community. But in Italy, he lives on in a small, handmade terracotta statue. Naples artisans who make nativity scenes are now selling Michael's as a souvenir.
Questa è la statuina di George Michael. L'ho fatta a tempi record.
This is the mini statue of George Michael. I made it at record speed. I read the news overnight. I have a small studio at my place where I have my tools and a bit of clay. I made it straight away, starting at 3 a.m. and finished at 6:30 a.m.
Naples has a long-lasting tradition of making artisanal terracotta nativity scenes. In modern Italy, popular and famous figures often appear in the scenes.
I'm William Brangham. On the next News Hour, the best of the arts in 2016, starting with the year's top books. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
San Diego is getting a dash of everything this week. A little rain, sunshine, clouds, and mild temps. Shanae Shocker has more in tonight's forecast.
Well, the Southwest under control of a high pressure aloft and at the surface, and what that means, translation, clear skies across the board from Arizona out towards the southern part of Nevada and especially across central and southern California. We take a look at the satellite and radar. Not much going on here. Now off to our north, there is a storm moving in towards the northwest, causing some rainfall and some snow. But here across San Diego County, not going to be seeing much in the way of precipitation here over the next few days, actually, in through Thursday. So for tonight, the nice weather continues. A starry night for us here across the metro area, and we're not getting any of those clouds. 48 degrees for our low tonight. Now, as we head out towards the mountains into Ramona and Alpine, we're in the low to upper 40s, not 70s. That would be great. Out towards Mount Laguna, 39 degrees for our low tonight. Borrego Springs out 40. Out towards Oceanside, we're still sitting in the 40s. So overall, a very mild evening tonight. Now, as we head towards our Wednesday, that area of high pressure is still remaining in control, and that's creating that offshore flow. Now, winds in the metro area relatively calm, but we are going to see some gustier winds out towards the coastal foothills and also just below pass level into the mountains. So we'll be paying attention to that, but otherwise things are looking quite nice over the next few days. Into Thursday, we have mostly sunny conditions, maybe some clouds moving in on Thursday. Now there is an area of low pressure off towards our southwest currently that's going to be moving in towards the region on Friday. Now for the coast, what that means, some spotty showers across the board, then that's going to hang on in towards Saturday as well. Now with this area of low pressure, we'll have that onshore flow move back in, and that means cooler temperatures for us will be in the low to mid 60s throughout our weekend, but cloudy conditions. So make sure if you're heading out this weekend for any travel plans, you are going to be wanting to grab that umbrella. Inland, pretty much the same story here, but we are in the low 80s for our highs for tomorrow into Thursday. So things warming up, and then we'll drop back down nearly 15 degrees in towards Friday when that area of low pressure moves in. Keeping those spotty showers, not looking at anything widespread or heavy. Out towards Sunday, though, cloudy and cool continues. We are in the low 60s. Our overnight lows into the 40s. Now we head towards the mountains. This is where we see some of those winds begin to pick up into the pass level come through Thursday. Partly sunny conditions. Friday, we're seeing some spotty showers, but then with the cool off, we are seeing temperatures drop into the low 40s, and that means towards the morning hours, seeing a snow squall out towards our Saturday above the pass levels. Last but not least, head out into the deserts. Things relatively calm here. Spotty showers come Friday, but otherwise things are looking quite nice, cooling down into the low 60s. For KPBS News, I'm Shanae Shocker.
There's going to be 2,688 of these panels that clad this year's 5-ton ball, 12 feet in diameter.
The Times Square Alliance and Waterford Crystal unveiled the New Year's Eve ball in Times Square today. The master artisan from Waterford says the ball has come a long way.
It's amazing to think that the celebrations began in 1907 when the ball was just a couple of pounds in weight with 100 screw-in light bulbs, and look where we are today, 32,000 LEDs.
This year, the ball drop will be initiated by outgoing United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Thousands of people gathered downtown today for the largest balloon parade in the U.S., officially known as the Port of San Diego Holiday Parade. It featured marching bands from the University of Minnesota and Washington State. The parade kicked off today's football game at Qualcomm Stadium. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.